Hello, everybody. It's been a while. It feels like a while since I've had a walk with you, but it seems like a good day. I wanted to have some time during Lent for us to hear other voices and share other voices, and so I hope that has been a good experience. My invitation to you on this Maundy Thursday, which is we're really deep into our Holy Week now, is that if you feel compelled to share, you have something that you would like to share about your journey or experience of Lent or insight or just anything that you would like to share with the congregation, and you would like to do a short video, you are welcome to do that. So it is Maundy Thursday. And I've been thinking a whole lot about Maundy Thursday and Good Friday, Holy Saturday, just the Holy Week experience leading up to Easter. It's really one of my very, very favorite seasons. I love the Lent journey. I love really embracing Holy Week so that when we get to Easter, it feels like we've really been through something and there's real purpose and need for rejoicing. But man, I have to be honest. Let me flip it around a minute. As we keep saying, and we probably will keep saying, is that it's been a hard year. Last year, this time, we were doing Maundy Thursday. Maundy Thursday was our very first worship for Holy Week. It was our first online experience, and I remember being a little bit shell-shocked and thinking, how are we going to do this? How will we do Holy Week? How will we do Lent? How will we do Easter all online when we can't be together? How do we do that? And being shocked that, we were going to do it, because when the pandemic began, we thought, oh, it'll be over quickly. It'll just be 2 weeks. Then it turned in, of course, to a month of quarantine. And then it hasn't been. Now we don't really know when it can really end. So here we are, a year later, getting ready to do our Maundy Thursday service online again, getting ready to do our Good Friday prayer walk virtually again, and rejoicing that we have the technology now that we can gather in person, even though it's a drive-in service, even though we can't touch and hug and do all of those things that we love to be able to do when we're together. We can be in the same space at Gwynwood, and that's worth celebrating. Anyhow, Maundy Thursday, one of my favorite services in Lent, because it focuses almost solely on communion, that private moment where Jesus is gathered with his disciples. It is the moment, right? It is the gift where Jesus gathers with his disciples on Passover in the city of Jerusalem, where they have come, like they have probably come many times before, to celebrate Passover. That's what, if you were Jewish in the first century, you would travel to the temple, you would travel to Jerusalem. That was the center of it, to celebrate Passover, which is the high holy day, the Jewish tradition. And they're gathered in that small upper room. It feels very private and very intimate, you know, where he's gathered. He knows this year, this time is different. This time will be the last time for him to gather his disciples, for him to be in that place. He knows this time he will lose his life. Where he says, the time to glorify God is now, for God to be glorified. My time has come. And he's gathered there, and he knows what's going to happen. He knows what he's facing. And yet he's still teaching. He's still showing us, he's still showing his disciples what he's come to show them and teach them, what it means to follow him, how he expects to be followed. Monday means, Monday is a word that is related to foot washing. It's like to wash feet. Monday, Thursday, traditionally, in very traditional services, usually includes the foot washing, which is the moment where Jesus, so it's not just that they are participating in the Passover meal and then the communion where he takes the bread. In the middle of that, as the bread is being passed around during this Passover meal, he holds the bread and he breaks it and he says the words, you know, this bread is my body broken for you. Take and eat, all of you. And the cup comes around and he takes that and he says, you know, this is a cup of a new covenant. It's poured out. It's my blood that is poured out for you. When you drink, remember. There's that, and it's so important. It's essential to our faith, to our tradition, to our understanding. But he washes the disciples' feet. Jesus, whom, you know, there's so many stories. We see so many stories in the gospel of people like Mary, Martha and Mary. There's the argument between the sisters where Mary comes and sits out and washes. She sits at his feet and begins to wash his feet. There's Mary who uses her hair to dry his feet. There's Mary Magdalene who uses the oil to anoint him and rub him and soothe him, his feet. And this scene of people taking care of him lovingly. It's like, Jesus, we love you. You know, we're following you. We want to. And in this last scene together, before everything kind of breaks apart, he gathers all of his followers, his disciples, in this small, intimate space. And he tends to them. He washes their feet. Isn't that powerful? I hope on this Thursday, this Holy Thursday, Maundy Thursday, take a moment. Maybe you will come to the service tonight. I hope you do. I hope you'll join us online. I'm going to send out a Zoom link with this video. We were going to pre-record it, and I've changed my mind. I think it's just such a beautiful... I think it feels better to just be live on Zoom. And I hope that you will join. It'll be short. It'll be intimate. We'll break bread. partake in communion together, using whatever elements available to us. But I want you, if you aren't able to, just spend some time reflecting today. Really, reflect on this until we get to Easter. Reflect on this for the rest of your life. This moment where Jesus shows us what it means to really follow him. To be a servant, to tend the needs of his disciples rather than allow them to tend his needs. In the moment when he knows he's facing death. What does that mean? What does that tell us? How does that speak to you about what God really asks of us and needs of us? The other piece that comes from the Monday, Thursday service is in this moment. It's Jesus, to love your neighbor. Love one another. This is what it's about, to love one another. We can have differences, we can struggle, we can find challenging at times to communicate or get our thoughts across in a way that makes sense or doesn't offend or doesn't hurt, or we can be difficult because we're human, but we don't walk away from one another. Jesus' command is to love one another. He washes the feet of Judas, knowing what will happen, what Judas has been up to and conspiring to do, and that ultimately Judas will betray him. He washes his feet with love and care and tenderness as he does the others. Knowing that Peter will deny him, just flat out deny him. Not once, not twice, 3 times, totally deny him. He washes his feet with love, with care, with understanding, compassion. Love one another. I love Monday, Thursday for these reasons, because there is so much to reflect on. And in this time of great pain, so much fear, so much violence and brokenness in our world, not just the pandemic, but all that comes with it, the gun violence, the mass shootings. It doesn't end. Here we sit with this great commandment: love one another. Find the way back to loving one another. And Jesus shows us the way. Will we follow? Will we take his lead? Tomorrow, on Good Friday, as a way of preparing, I would invite you to read Psalm 22. Psalm 22 is connected to that final scene, to Jesus' final words, the last 7 words, often they're called of Jesus' final words, where he's on the cross and he's dying and he's suffering and he's being mocked and tormented. It's a very cruel way to kill a person. who has really done nothing but ask that we love one another. It's a cruel way to kill anybody for any reason. But on the cross, as he's up there and he's being watched and mocked and spit on and laughed at, and he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? First words. That's the opening line of Psalm 22. Take a look at Psalm 22. Reflect on it. I would just invite you to reflect on it and see when you lay that next to the Gospel of Mark and the accounting of what happens from the moment he's on the cross and he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? And see if you can't recognize the psalm within Jesus' last words. That will be part of our reflection for the prayer walk tomorrow. But I would just invite you to read it and reflect on it too, because it's quite powerful. Bless you on this journey as we come to the end of this portion. May this holy time, this Holy Week be holy and sacred for you. May you give yourself the gift. May you just give yourself the gift of pausing and taking the time to dive into it. Even if it's just for a few minutes each day, to reflect and to dive into the depth of anguish, of brokenness, of fear, of shame, of sorrow, of grief, of all that is connected with everything that leads to the crucifixion. May you take the time. It's a gift. Give yourself the gift of time, because you've been given the gift of the story. You've been shown the way. Give yourself the gift to truly, truly reflect, think, feel, so that you can truly, truly experience the joy when you find the tomb empty. Continue to journey well, my friends. I will see you soon. God bless.